guys, welcome to Let's Simmer Down With, a show where I interview awesome people from the Sims community. And today on the show, we have a very special guest who makes very, very creative videos. Welcome, Sims3Symbiote.
Hi, what's up?
Hi, not much, except that it's really warm here and possibly the same where you live right now.
It's pretty awful. Thank you for saying I'm creative. I appreciate it.
You are very creative. That's one thing I like about your videos is that there's always a cool intro to it. And yeah, they're very creative. So thanks for taking the time to sit down and answer some questions for us.
Oh, no problem. I'm honored. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's start. Tell me a little bit about you. Who is Sims3Symbiote?
Well, boy, I am nervous right now. This is weird. Not
Why?
really bad.
Don't be nervous.
Check it out. Come on.
They're all watching you and listening.
No. So basically, I think the thing that informs people about me as an LPer is basically that I love games of all kinds. I am an avid PC, console, and phone gamer, but I also really love board games, and I think that that approach kind of affects my channel. And also, I talk a lot about social justice on my channel, and other than that, I'm Aquarius, and I love macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yum.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get into The Sims?
So, okay, this story might sound like a little bit of a bummer, but I don't want to be. So, as most of my viewers know, I have a genetic disorder that affects me in a lot of ways. It's called hereditary coproporphyria.
Whoa.
Basically means that my body is overwhelmed by an enzyme that it makes too much of by mistake, and I can't make enough blood to clean it out. Wow. And that causes like neurological stuff, and it also makes me very sensitive to light. So I live most of my life in the dark. And I didn't know this for a long time. They didn't know what was wrong with me. So back in 2003, I spent a couple days in the hospital. I was very, very sick. And I got out, and my boyfriend at the time was cheering me up because they started just attributing all of my problems to mental illness because they couldn't really pin them down. So he took me home, and I was really sad, and he said, you know what, I got an idea. And he installed the Sims 3 Double Deluxe on my computer. Oh. And he was like, I want you to build the life that you're going to have once they figure out what's wrong with you. And we're going to make it, and you're going to have fun, and then once they figure out what's wrong, you're going to go have that life. Wow. Yeah, and he sat with me, and I was having nerve issues with my hands at the time, and he sat there, and he helped me make Sims, and he helped me learn how to play, and it really started a love affair with the game and how it helped me to feel like I had control over something. Mm-hmm. And that's how I got into The Sims.
Wow, that is really cool. It's awesome because it doesn't really happen to just one person in the world. It happens to a lot of people who they kind of play The Sims to get over an illness or like a challenge that they have to go through in life. Or it's really cool that this is able to help you out.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for it. I enjoy it a lot.
I bet you're grateful for your boyfriend also to have bought it for you.
Yeah, it was great. We're not together anymore. We had other issues, but he was a good guy. We work better as friends than as being together. But he was a sweet, perspicacious, really smart guy who just had a great sense of people, and it was a brilliant idea. And it, obviously I'm doing this for a living now, and it changed my life for the better. So I have to thank him for that too.
Yeah, awesome. So for those who might not know, tell me a little bit about your channel. What type of videos can we find?
It's mainly Sims. And I do have some other videos. So primarily it's Sims. I like to do challenges. I'm doing some creative Sims. Really, it's just whatever sort of strikes my fancy at the time. But I'm big on challenges, and I think I was one of the first people to do a full-on world LP, which my first LP was Monza Vista, and it's still going because I'm a freak and I can't let go of the Sims. Like, I actually haven't recorded it in a little while because I'm afraid my one Sim is going to die. Oh, no. And that makes me sad. But what was the question?
What type of videos can we find?
Videos, yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
But I do some indie games. I did an early LP of Proteus, and also I did like a feature on Rogue Legacy. I'm
Nice.
doing Telltale's Wolf Among Us. I
Or the
have
jerk among us.
yes, the jerk Among Us. It's actually I feel so badly when I have to make the mean choices. But, like, and then yeah, I did a few episodes of Dark Souls 1 and I have to finish that up. And then I did a few episodes of Dark Souls 2 and I have to finish that up. I just like I bounce around. I have terrible ADD and like it's really just a matter of what I can record because sometimes my hands are numb. So the whole Dark Souls thing, but I do have a bunch of Dark Souls 2 episodes waiting.
You can play that? It's super hard. Oh my gosh.
Dark Souls is actually my absolute favorite game.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely. Yep. I love the challenge. I love how every time you succeed, you earned it. You're like, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's my husband's favorite game as well, and he goes crazy whenever he plays it, and I'm like, nope, never gonna touch that. So I salute you for being able to play that game and not freak out. So back to the Sims. Out of your Sims, which one have you always preferred playing with, and why?
So it's actually two Sims.
Oh.
In my Monte Vista LP, it started off with this family, and there was Hugh and Evelina, and they fell in love, and they were both sort of broken but optimistic individuals, and like they fell in love on their own. I didn't have to direct the interactions that much and all of that, and they just really clicked. And I just love those two. Like Hugh and Evelina, they were an entity. I even made a tribute video where I sang
Really?
an aria called O Del mio amato ben, with footage from their relationship. I am such a nerd, and like,
It's not a bad thing.
Thank you. So yeah, that they would be my absolute favorite, and that's why Hugh is the one I'm worried is going to die. Evelina died. Episode 38. If you ever want to get a chuckle, episode 38 is where she died, and I cried. I cried on screen, on camera.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god, guys.
Oh, that's sad. But I am writing it down. I'm gonna watch it though.
I'm pretty sure it was episode 38. I'll have to double check that. It's the one before. Oh god, no, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'm good.
I'm gonna watch it for sure. So we were talking about your new challenge. Tell me a little bit about it. The Secret Agents Challenge.
Oh yeah. It's the first time I've ever written a challenge. I've written adaptations to rules before, like when Laura and I are doing 100 Baby Final Hope, we adapted it. But not a lot. And that challenge has a beautiful sort of simplicity to it. It's like, get pregnant, have a baby. But with this, I was watching Archer one day. I don't know if you've ever seen Archer.
No, but I know of it.
Yes, it's a TV show about spies. I'm watching Archer, and I thought I should be working. And I was like, the way I can achieve this is by starting to mentally write a Sims 3 challenge based on secret agents while I watch this show. So basically, it's a story of these 3 secret agents. One of them is actually quite adept, and the other 2 are just these huge screw-ups. And she doesn't know that the other 2 guys are huge screw-ups. And they've destroyed their family's legacy. They started their own agency called Garnet, which stands for Great Assassins Rocking Nicely Executed Tactics. They named it when they were 10, and they just kept it. So, nice. Yeah, and then these guys have gone and taken on more jobs than they can handle, and it's up to them to keep people from realizing how bad they are at what they do. And so it's got a mechanic where I roll a 12-sided die, and you can choose between jobs, and there's you can brutalize people, beat them up to get information. You can gather information. You can do honeypots, which is where you woohoo with a sim and then steal from them.
Yeah.
And things like that. And just, stuff that represents stings and things like that they would do.
So now people can also play that challenge, but they do need the NROS mod for it?
Yeah, the full rules are going to be available this coming weekend, hopefully. I had to rebalance some stuff, and you need NROS mods. I'm trying to come up with a modless variant, and there are ways that you can manipulate the game to get it to work, but ultimately the easiest way is going to be to have the suite of mods that I have listed on the challenge rules.
Okay, cool. I think one of my favorite part of the Secret Agent Challenge is the Craig Daniel. Nice reference.
Thanks.
I was like, oh, no, she didn't. So about your YouTube channels, do you have any more plans for it? More series, more legacy challenges? Or are you kind of waiting for Sims 4 for that?
Well, there was a series that I started a while back called Fan Service Minis, which I only did a couple episodes of, and I want to get back to that. They're like little mini episodes where I take characters from other series and I take votes on what people want to see them do, and then I put them together in an LP. Like they can play around it. It's kind of like wish fulfillment, fan service kind of stuff. But other than that, I'm just sticking with my current series because I have a lot of long running ones that I'd like to tie up. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the plan.
Do you want to finish those series before The Sims 4, or are they gonna kind of overlap? And I didn't even ask you the questions. Are you even gonna get The Sims 4?
Yes, I'm going to get The Sims 4. I'm going to keep probably quite a few of my series going. Not all of them, but probably quite a few. And then even start some new ones after that because I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think that The Sims 4 base game is going to be able to sustain a lengthy, interesting LP.
Right.
For every single, I mean, if everybody's playing The Sims 4, you can't conceivably expect your channel to be interesting if you're going to just like do Sims 4. But I mean, I think that some people will be able to manage it, and that's like a huge, amazing feat if they can. But I don't think I have that capability. So I'm most definitely going to be keeping some Sims 3 stuff going while I do Sims 4 stuff.
I think you could be able to do it because I think it takes a certain personality to be able to entertain some people with stuff that's already been done. Because everyone's going to be playing The Sims 4 when it comes out, and it's all going to be basically the same thing, but if it's a different personality, will I ever be able to say it properly? I think people are still going to be entertained, though.
Yeah, you know, I think you definitely got a point there. It's more about my insecurity that I wouldn't really keep it interesting, but we will see. And I can't let go of something like Monte Vista will be going on forever. I have to. It's like Monte Vista will never end because I can't let go of that family because I'm such a loser.
Oh, don't say that. You're just passionate. Don't say loser. You're passionate about that family.
Thank you.
So your favorite Sims game and favorite expansion?
I'm gonna go with The Sims 3.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how when you're having like a really bad day and you think about your favorite actor, like right now I'm thinking, okay, so somewhere out in the world right now, Colin O'Donoghue, he's the guy who plays Captain Hook on Once Upon a Time. Colin O'Donoghue is out there in the world living, doing something, maybe eating a sandwich. I don't know. But he exists right now, and I can think about that fact that he's doing something while I'm doing something. And I like that my Sims can do that in The Sims 3, where they're like, oh, I have a crush on this Sim. And I bet you he's over there doing something. I don't know what it is, but he's there, and I know it. It's like, I don't know. I'm weird, but it's just it adds kind of a verve to it for me. I don't know. I'm crazy.
No, you're not crazy. Are you talking about story progression where you don't have to play another family for them to?
Yeah, like they're out there living their lives and just being cool, and like just knowing that right now the Sim is out there just doing stuff. Like, you know, I like that. I think that's cool. And then I'm so crazy. And then and then my favorite expansion. Yep. Oh, that would be a very difficult one to answer because I often feel as though the expansions are deliberately stripped of valuable things in order to get more money out of us. So I would have to say Seasons because they introduced my absolute favorite life form, aliens. And because I can't stand my game without Seasons. But I also have to qualify that by saying that I think there's no reason whatsoever that the base games shouldn't have Seasons from here on out. So, there.
That's a good answer. I actually read that the story progression is not going to be a thing in the Sims 4. Is that something that's very sad to you?
There are a lot of things about The Sims 4 that are bothering me. I'm excited to try build mode.
Right.
I think that'll be really interesting. I feel as though the rest of it is. I'm concerned that it's going to be really underdeveloped when we get it. I'm not a programmer. I can't pretend to be.
Mm.
But what I can say and what bothers me, excuse me, is that it's all very cynical. Like I was saying, things are stripped from the game, which just should be there. And people are hypothesizing that the game was originally developed to be an MMO, so that may explain why the things that aren't there.
I have no idea how that will work as an MMO, but yeah.
Yeah, like some people, there are people gathering kind of evidence and stuff, and they think that maybe it was originally meant to be an MMO, and then with what happened with SimCity, they backpedaled because they realized people didn't want that. Which, fine, they had an engine built, they had to do what they had to do. And again, I'm not a developer, I'm not a programmer, I'm totally willing. I would be so happy to have all of my concerns just completely squashed. I would be so overjoyed to be completely frigging wrong. So fingers crossed that's what happens. But the model of it all has become so cynical that I'm just a little concerned. But I'm very excited for build mode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, because of all the videos, they're very interesting too. The fact that you can just move your whole house instead of having to destroy it and rebuild again.
I have rage quit The Sims before because of building malfunctions. Like you get up to the 3rd floor and you realize that you put something just ever so incorrectly in the foundation, and you look down and you're like,
flip tables.
you just freak out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to give that a shot, and I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Cool. So this kind of segues into it, but those are your thoughts about The Sims 4. Are you excited despite, the things that we hear on Twitter and on the blogs and stuff?
I wish I were more excited. I'm not really feeling excitement so much as trepidation.
Oop.
I know that if it's like a downgrade in any way, and if it's not what people expect or doesn't provide at least somewhat of the functionality that people are expecting, they're going to be devastated. And that's really hard to see. I'm 37,000 years old. I just sit back and I'm like,
37,000.
I'm a Highlander.
I think I'm older than you, so watch out.
In spirit, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm pretty old in spirit. No, it's just one of those things where, like, I mean, but of course, because it's like a channel, and because it's my livelihood and all of our livelihoods, and then just the fans themselves, they put so much into this game, and there's just so many dedicated creators and so many dedicated fans and people making machinima and custom content and mods and stuff that, like, it's gonna be wholly devastating to people if it ends up being a huge disappointment. And I'm worried because I'm concerned about the things I've heard, but I'm not anticipating the worst. I'm just like, okay, please be as good as you've promised. Please be super fun. And we're cool,
Yeah.
We're cool.
But how I'm approaching it is that I'm trying not to expect anything out of it. So once I jump in it, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is so cool. Wow, look at this. Oh my god, we can do that. Like, so then it's gonna be the most awesome game ever. Excuse me. So what would you that's another interesting question, because I'm really curious as to what your answer is going to be, because most of the people that I've interviewed so far all answered kind of the same thing. But what would you like to see more of in the Sims community? So not the game, but the community itself.
Patience and tolerance. Those would be my top wishes. I just feel as though the problem is that when you've been a teenage girl, I've been a teenage girl. It's one of those things that when you're a teenager, you feel things so intensely. Yeah. And this is not to downplay, because you know what? When your heart gets broken and it's devastating when you're a teenager and it just feels like the world is going to end, that's valid. That's how you're feeling. So Definitely. I totally respect it. Like, when I envy people who can feel that deeply, because as you get older, it's not that easy. But yeah, and because our community is dominated by a lot of women between the ages of 13 and 17, and because most of the communication between the community takes place on Twitter, and Twitter is a format which lends itself to just really, really knee-jerk responses. And you just like answer and then immediately regret what you've tweeted. I think that creates sort of a crucible of really intense loathing sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I avoid Twitter because, again, 37,000 years old, and I go on there and I'm like, youths. But no, it's just one of those things that every time I have the worst timing. Every time I get on, there's a huge blowout. And I used to work with troubled kids, particularly in like the teenage bracket. And my immediate instinct is to step in and, not like get involved, but step in and sort of mediate a little bit. And that's not right for me in this context. That's not right for anyone here. I'm not here to be anybody's mom. It's not my job.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's expecting that, but I don't want to insinuate myself into anything if I'm not going to definitely help. So I just tend to keep to myself. But I have the worst timing because every time I get on Twitter, there's a huge blowout. And then, like, 3 hours later it calms down and everybody's cool again, and that's fine. But I think that a little patience, and just everybody, before they get upset and they respond, like, if everybody just like set their phone down, walked away, ate a marshmallow, went to the bathroom or something, and then came back and responded, I think that it would make all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that.
That's a very good answer. And I think most of the simmers that I've interviewed so far are in the same thought process as what you've just answered right now. And me too. And the last question here that I had for you was, what tips or advice would you give to someone who is starting their own Sims YouTube channel or Sims videos?
Well, the common answer that I've heard is like, be yourself and get a good mic. All of these things are true. There are so many parts to it. It's like, being sure to be aware of your weaknesses, being sure to be as comfortable as possible. Because I most certainly was not comfortable at the beginning. But I'll tell you what I did do that I think made it so I was able to hit the ground running. Was that I did have a very good mic, but my mom bought that for me. But like the funny part is that, like, I took my cell phone and I recorded myself LPing my life. So, like, I'd be sitting petting my dog, and I would have my cell phone on record, and I would talk about petting my dog and just talk about whatever came into my head. And then I'd play it back and listen to it and learn the beats of my speech and learn all of these things. And I did this all the time. And then I recorded myself, like, I want to say I recorded maybe 5 or 6 episodes worth of LPs that never aired. That never ever aired. I just showed them to my ex-husband Kenny, who's a friend of mine, and then my current boyfriend Will. I showed that, and then they kind of gave me notes, and I kept doing it and built from there. And so, even though I was kind of afraid to let my personality shine through as much because I'm weird,
you're not weird. Stop saying that.
Thank you. I apologize. I have a very sardonic, very sarcastic sense of humor, which I wasn't sure everybody was gonna get. I didn't want to offend anybody, but are you okay?
Yep, sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. Don't apologize. You can't help it.
Well, I'm Canadian. I can't help it, so.
Awesome. No, but yeah, so just basically practice. Like, I feel as though I'll see a lot of new LPers, and it's clear that they've never actually taken a chance to really sit down and listen hard to themselves, and you got to do it more than once. And I think it makes all the difference in the world, because it helps you improve your product faster, because that's what it is. Ultimately, it's a product. I mean, yes, of course it's about doing it for fun, and yes, it's about doing it, to make sure that what you're putting out is entertaining people. But if you're going to take it seriously as something you want to do as a job, then it's a product, and you need to treat it as such. Yep,
definitely.
So
that's weird. That not weird, that's fun, but it's I didn't mean it weird, no, you're so weird. But I mean, it must be weird to hear yourself kind of LPing your life. How did it kind of feel when you were listening to it for the first time?
You know, honestly, it's so funny because it sounded completely natural. Because I have, and this is the thing, you've probably noticed because you've seen some of my stuff. I have a singular ability to talk about nothing. Like, I can just talk about nothing and it just comes out. But that's because I'm not a big fan of quiet. So I kind of like, you know, just kind of have like a little running dialogue in my head. But yeah, it was kind of foreign. I think the weirdest part about it was that it did sound good. That I was like, oh yeah, you know, just petting Sid here. I got to take him to the vet tomorrow. And like, just okay. Yeah.
So basically you were saying everything that would go through your mind.
Yeah, I'm very Virginia Woolfian with my stream of consciousness nonsense. I like
That's
always.
a big word for me.
Virginia Woolfian. Well, yeah, Woolfian isn't actually an adjective.
Oh, okay.
You know, Virginia Woolf. Have you ever seen? Have you ever read Virginia Woolf?
Nope.
She's very cool. She does stream of consciousness stuff. She was cranky, and I think you'd like her because she's got a very similar sense of humor to you and I.
Oh, cool. Nice. You should link me to her stuff. Wow, I sounded like... Oh my god, Captain Kirk. Okay.
Oh, did I say watch her? No, read her. I'm sorry. She's like an author and she's dead.
Aww. Well,
yeah, I'm derpy right now, but yeah.
That's okay. That took a turn of events. That was okay. Dark. She's dead.
Well, you know, she's old.
Yeah. Is she 37,000 years old though?
She's 38,000 years old.
Oh, nice.
Just under the wire.
Oh my god. That was a fun interview. Thank you so much for answering the questions.
Oh, thank you. That's fun.
And I'm pretty sure that some people might want to get in contact with you if they want, you know, if they can ask you questions. Are you okay with that? And, you know, if they want to ask you stuff, where could you do that at?
The best place is Twitter. As you know, you tried to message me in an email before. Didn't happen.
3 months later.
I know. It got lost in the ether. Nothing. April is, oh God. Yeah, I just the worst about it. But Twitter, I don't, like, I know that contradicts what I said. I don't actually like hang out on Twitter. But I do get notifications on my phone. So if you tweet me, then I will answer.
Awesome. Awesome. Everyone seems to be running on Twitter too. I think that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to try to, I don't think I'm going to try to contact anyone through email anymore. Just tweet them. And is there anything you'd like to say before we end this interview?
Thank you for watching this and listening to how, what a special snowflake I am. I appreciate it. Special snowflake.
Beautiful, creative, special snowflake.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
All right. Well, thanks again. And if you are a simmer yourself, you can contact me. The information's in the contact box, the comment box below, description box below, I should say. And if you would want to see your favorite simmer on the show, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to contact them through Twitter. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Thanks.
What? What the fridge?